very good evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Prime TV News. I'm Ishara Nautinal. It's time for your headlines. The Attorney General says the Apex Court has no authority to examine petitions against the President's decision. The JVP slams pseudo-protector of democracy. Bus fare will be slashed from the 21st of this month. The US calls for EU sanctions. Now for your news in detail. The Attorney General stated before the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court has no authority to examine the petitions against the decision of the President to dissolve the Parliament. The Attorney General made his submission when fundamental rights petitions that have been filed against the Gazette notification issued by the President to dissolve the Parliament were taken up before the Supreme Court. The petitions were examined before a 7-judge full bench today. Examination of the petitions were fixed to tomorrow. In his statement, Attorney General Jayantha Jayasuriya told the Supreme Court that the fundamental rights petitions have challenged constitutional authority vested with the President. Hence, the Supreme Court does not have power to fulfill the demand of the petitioners. The Attorney General highlighted that if the President has violated the Constitution purposely, the measures in that regard need to be taken have been mentioned in the 38th clause of the Constitution. The Attorney General explained that in such instance, the Speaker should make a request from the Supreme Court to conduct an examination. The Attorney General also stressed that it is the duty of the Parliament to challenge the President's authority. He said that no legal provision is present to grant any solace to the petitioners through fundamental rights petitions. He also said that fundamental rights petitions would not serve to challenge the powers vested with the President as the Chief of the Executive Orders and Triforces. Attorney General Jayantha Jayasuriya said that the President has the powers to dissolve the Parliament in accordance with the clauses 33(2) and 70. He added that the President has acted in accordance with the Constitution while letting the general public to exercise universal franchise. Meanwhile, the interceding parties also made their submissions. President's counsel Sanjeeva Jayawardena, who appeared on behalf of Professor G.L. Pieris, said that the President has powers to dissolve the Parliament by clauses 33(2)(c) and 62(2). The other interceding parties will make their submissions tomorrow. Leader of the JVP parliamentarian Anura Kumar Dissanayake says leader of the UNP Ranil Wickremesinghe is not the protector of democracy, though some people brag.
The
JVP leader was speaking at a public rally held in Mathura. He pointed out that Ranil Wickremesinghe destroyed the country's economy. Anura Kumar stressed that he should be removed from the country's politics. He pointed out that Ranil Wickremesinghe inked an array of agreements that are inimical to the nation. Anura Kumar Dissanayake said that Ranil Wickremesinghe prevented sub-culprits who committed many frauds from being punished. JVP parliamentarian Sunil Handuneti stated that the JVP organised a rally on the 23rd of October against the regressive policies of the UNP administration. He highlighted that the intention behind the rally was to protest against the tax burden, deterioration of the country's economy and other malpractices. The Private Bus Owners Association announces that measures will be taken to reduce bus fare from the 21st of this month. The members of the Executive Committee of the Private Bus Owners Association were speaking to journalists following a discussion with the National Transport Commission. Secretary of the All Island Private Bus Owners Association, Anjana Priyantha, said that not only the minimum fare but also the entire fee structure will be changed. The bus fare will be slashed by 3 to 5%. Chairman of the All Island Private Bus Owners Association, Sampath Ranasinghe, said that the attendees of the discussion agreed to cut the bus fare by a considerable amount, as reduction would be very little if only the diesel factor would be considered. Chairman of the Private Bus Owners Association, Gamanu Wijeratha, said that they are ready to give a relief to the general public while protecting the bus industry. Parliamentarian Dinesh Gunawardena says the people of the country should clearly understand the important statement made by the President Maithripala Sirisena addressing the convention of the SLFP. Parliamentarian Dinesh Gunawardena made the comment responding to a question raised by a journalist. He said that there were many important messages in President's speech that needed to be pondered by politicians, government servants, and the general public. He added that the facts revealed by the President should be taken into account, especially by the UNPs. Dinesh Gunawardena pointed out that President Sirisena made the comment considering the country's future. In his statement made at the SLFP convention yesterday, the President observed that he had to issue 5 gazette notifications pertaining to removal of Ranil Wickremesinghe from the premiership, appointing Mahinda Rajapaksa as the Prime Minister, proroguing and dissolving the Parliament and dissolving the Cabinet. He stressed that he used executive powers in issuing gazettes for the betterment of the country and its people. He highlighted that sole intention of his move was to protect democracy, eliminating corruption and creating a progressive society. Parliamentarian Uday Gammanpila says subversive elements against the country have joined their hands to fulfill an international contract. The parliamentarian was speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today. He pointed out that the court has only issued interim order just restricting functioning in their ministerial positions. He added that there is no vacancy for the premiership as Mahinda Rajapaksa is the minister of the country, of the court and has an only restricted functioning in the position. Parliamentarian Uday Gammanpila pointed out that the UNP should work to end the current deadlock. He pointed out that the UNP does not allow current government to continue its journey. He added that the agreement between the UNP and the TNA should be revealed to the country. He also spoke about the media manipulation of the previous government. He pointed out that some parliamentarians of the UNP had acted against violating the law and their due authorities.
මමයි මාධ්‍ය ඇමති කියලා හිතාගෙන පොඩි එකාගේ ආසාවට එහෙම ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඇමති ධූරේ රඟන්න ආසයි නම් මොන්ටිසෝරි වල තියෙනවා විකට ඇඳුම් තරගය කියලා එකක්. හැබැයි විකට ඇඳුම් තරගය කරන්න ඕනේ දේවල් ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය හරි ITN එක හරි කරන්න ගියොත් මුණකට සමතලා කර ගැනීම.
The Democratic Solidarity states that holding a general election is the only solution for the current political fiasco. The representatives of the Democratic Solidarity were speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today. Convener of the Democratic Solidarity, senior lecturer Dhamma Disanayaka, said that the 19th Amendment made to the Constitution violates the parliamentary tradition and its quality. He stressed that the entire Constitution should be changed. The amendment of the Constitution should be done in accordance with national interest, than power politics. The convener highlighted that they demand for a general election as there is no other alternative for the current crisis. If any faction is able to put forward a better solution for the prevailing situation than holding a general election, Dhamma Disanayaka stated that they will stand by that solution. He said that it is possible to hold an independent election, forming a caretaker board along with the Independent Elections Commission. Chairman of the Lanka Youth Organizations Network, Aruna Pradeep Kumara, said that the country is lagging behind due to the crisis. He stressed that instead of hate politics, it is compulsory to create consensus among different political parties to streamline the situation. Former DIG Nalaka De Silva and the Indian national who were arrested in connection with the conspiracy to assassinate President Maithripala Sirisena and former Defence Secretary have been re-remanded till the 11th of this month. The two suspects were re-remanded when they were produced before the magistrate's court in Fort. Fort Magistrate Ranga Disanayaka stated that the bail situation will be declared at the next hearing. The Criminal Investigations Department told the court that information has been revealed about a close ally of Markandure Madush, an underworld gang leader who had kept tabs with an official of the Terrorist Investigations Division. The CID also informed that the said individual is in the remand custody and statements are being recorded from him. The magistrate ordered the superintendent of prisons to obtain a medical record over the Indian national producing him to the National Institute of Mental Health in Angoda. Journalists were educated on reporting road safety. The journalists were briefed at a workshop held in Colombo about reporting on road safety issues. A set of guidelines prepared on reporting road safety was also launched at the event. The World Health Organization has compiled the guidelines in Sinhala and Tamil languages as a handbook for journalists. The event was attended by Sri Lankan representative of the World Health Organization, Dr. Razia Pense, Director General of Health Services, Dr. Anil Jasinghe, Chairman of the ITN, Dr. Somarathan Disanaika, and several other distinguished guests. The Permanent High Court of Trial at Bar has decided to hear the case against Samara Pullige Niraj Roshan, alias Ali Roshan, and 7 other defendants on trafficking wild elephants on daily basis from the 13th of February. The case will be taken up before the trial at Bar as its 3rd case. The defendants have been sued under the Fauna and Flora Protection Ordinance and Public Property Act. They have been accused for keeping 4 elephants in their possession without due legal documents. The suspects have been litigated under the 24 counts. Chief Sanganayaka of Kalutara Division of the Malvatta chapter of Kandy, Venerable Marapana Vijitha Thera, passed away. The funeral of the late Thera was conducted at the public grounds in Kalutara this afternoon. The Venerable Thera was the chief incumbent of several Buddhist sacred places, including Sri Nivasa Ramya in southern Kalutara, Sri Vipulasiri Viharya in Hadigalla, Sri Purva Ramya in Sapugahawata. And that's all we have for you today. Join us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, you can visit itnews.lk for more information. I'm Ishara Naujana. Have a good night.